It's Ask Ritu. Thanks so much for sending in your questions as always across social media. Keep them coming. I love hearing from you. The question that I'd like to answer today goes like this. What are your thoughts on sex before marriage, especially for people who come from cultures where this is shunned? Well, this is a great question for me because I come from a culture where sex before marriage is taboo. I'm Indian, South Asian, and in my culture, we are strongly encouraged not to have sex before marriage, although the problem is that we know that young people today are in fact having it. So let me start by saying, first of all, that I don't think there's anything wrong with waiting until you get married if that's what you want to have happen. And in fact, I'm watching Jane the Virgin right now, and so I'm all about it. Although I will say that if you never get married, you're pretty much holding off on having something that's pretty great. So I think that's important to say. But what I want to talk about is this idea of feeling pressure to wait before you get married, before you have sex. In my view, there is absolutely nothing wrong with having sex before a marriage. And in fact, in some cultures, I think it's really archaic that we're pushing this because what ends up happening is that we ultimately stigmatize women because of patriarchy. Because women who end up being sexual beings before they get married are regarded as whores. And I think this is obviously wrong. I also, though, think that when we put pressure on people to not have sex before marriage, we avoid having really important conversations around consent, or we end up not talking about STIs, or we prevent people from using sexuality as a way to build intimacy and emotional connections in their relationships. So I'm all for having sex before marriage. But if people want to wait until they get married, I'm all for that too. I think for me, the most important things when it comes to sex are, first of all, consent, that people are having sex consensually, that there's agreement around the terms, is the sex that we're having or a sexual relationship monogamous or not, and that it's enjoyable for everyone involved. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. And if you're interested more in my comments on sex and sexuality, check out my videos and blogs at ritubasine.com. I've got a lot there. And while you're there, sign up for my mailing list to get more goodness right to your inbox. Thanks for watching. Keep your questions coming on social media. Look forward to seeing you again.